Good morning. It happens to me quite often that I wake up feeling like I've aged 30 to 50 years. It's due to a lot of factors, hypermobility, ADHD, all this stuff can mess with your sleep. I'm doing my best to manage and not wake up feeling very old, but this is generally what I do when I wake up feeling like that. And some days I even do this before I do my Ashtanga yoga practice, just because literally, like some mornings I wake up and I can bend to here. And if you know me, you know that I can usually do flat palms. Like today that actually works, but even beyond flat palms. But some days I'm literally here and everything feels like, oh my God, I'm dying. Like everything is achy. So this is a super realistic morning movement, follow along, and you don't need any equipment except for a floor, preferably a mat, so it's a little bit more comfy. And we start standing, so bring your fingers together, circle your wrists a few times. This is already the beginning of the routine, so just follow along. And then try to circle the other way. And then I like to bring some movement into my elbows, so I'm usually stretching my fingers first. And then I open, turn the forearms, bring it up, turn forearms, move like that. It looks a little bit like robot arms. And then you can actually switch the direction by just going back up the way you came and only then turning the forearms. Okay. And then I usually go into my shoulders, and usually I walk around as I do the wrists, I walk around as I do the elbows, I walk around as I do the shoulders, because it just gives some movement and my circulation starts flowing better. Turn the direction of your circles. I'm going to stay stationary for now. But yeah, I love combining this walking up and down my kitchen while I'm waiting for the coffee to brew. Okay, and then you can bring your elbows into the game. Just move it here. And switch the direction. And I actually hear crunching noises from some of my body parts. And then for the full shoulder circles, I like to place one hand on my sternum, so I notice if I turn around with my body, and then I just move very slowly, trying to keep my upper body as still as I can, doing a few circles in each direction. And then switch sides. Again, change the direction, don't make them too fast. Okay, and then I usually do just a couple of circles on my ankles in both directions. Other foot. It's also nice, it wakes up the standing leg for some balance. Switch direction. Then I bring my feet together and circle my knees. And usually this is still while my coffee is brewing. I have this, you know, those silver ones like a Bialetti. So you have to prepare the coffee, and it takes, I think, like 5 to 10 minutes, depending on the size, for the coffee to actually be ready. And then again, you can hold something if you need to, or just do it balancing. Just a few circles on your hips. Change the direction. And then go to the other leg. This side is always a bit clunky for me. It's my weird hip. So it has gotten better since I'm doing some of the nice physio stuff that I generally share on my Insta and Patreon, but it's still not fully there yet. Okay, so let's go into the neck. But usually for the neck, in the beginning, I take the rest of my body into it too. So you look down, fold, look up, arch, down and up. It's a little bit like a cat-cow when you're standing. Okay, and then we take our neck turning side to side, and then ear to shoulder, don't do it too fast, do it very gently. It's early morning, or not so early, but it's morning for you. And then you reach up, 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 as you slide the other hand down the leg, reach up, slide the other hand down, so energies are going both ways. Some side bending for your spine. Last one. And then stand with soft knees, hands really soft, and then just move side to side. A little bit of a spinal twist. Good. And we're going to slowly start moving towards the floor. So the first thing we're doing is we roll in this half circle, and eventually you start using the rest of your body too, and you have soft knees, no straight legs for the moment, and just like this ragdoll, really slowly roll down, bending the knees further and further until your hands touch the floor, and then you try to squat into a squatting position. If your heels are off the floor in the morning, that's okay, just do what you can. And then here you're trying to kind of like move around a little bit, pulse with your legs a little bit, shifting your weight onto the other one so it frees up space to move. And then you're trying to keep your palms close to your feet, and then just straighten until you feel like you can't straighten the knees anymore without it pulling strongly into a stretch. And then from there, straighten the legs and roll up. And then I'm going to show from the side, roll down vertebrae by vertebrae, bend the knees, squat, keep looking towards your heels, push the bum up. So rolling up and down a few times like that. Last one. Roll up and do these movements as slow as you need them to be, okay? There's no race to win. Be gentle to your body, do everything you do, all this movement with love. And then stand a little bit with the feet apart. I like this variation too, but just see if your body is able to take it early in the morning, if it feels okay. You turn your chest, tuck the chin, and then your hands slide down your leg. Here you try to keep the legs mostly straight, and then come up and then slide your hands over your pelvis, turn the sternum here, and slide the hands down on the outside of the leg. So it's kind of like touching your body a little bit, waking up the legs by saying hi with your hands. But at the same time, you're moving your spine and your hips and your pelvis and everything. Okay, one last one per side. And then we actually go to the floor. The last thing I like to do is some cat-cows, some quad stretching, and the down dog. And then I feel a lot better usually, like way better. Okay, so you can come into your regular cat-cows. And I personally, in my body, I prefer to inhale on the rounding and exhale on the arching. But you can do whichever way feels better for you. And do it at your own speed, like at the own pace of your inhale and exhale. then we go into some side to side cat and cows. Nice. Okay, and then you can do the, I call it the laundry machine, everything swirls. The breath just flows. There's not really a rule how to breathe here, just keep breathing basically. And then inhale, open up. Exhale, circle through, try to bring your shoulder to the mat and look up to the ceiling. Inhale up, exhale, circle through. And you can bring the hand up if you want. And then one last one, inhale up, exhale, circle through, look up and bring your hand up if you want. Breathe here a few times. And we'll do the other side. I'm just going to show the front view. Inhale up and exhale under. Inhale up. Exhale under. Look up to the ceiling. Bring the arm up if you want and if you can. And the last one. Inhale up. Exhale. Circle under. Stay for a few breaths. And come back. Okay, so last up we have a hip flexor or quad stretch. So bring one knee forward into a lunge. And then this one can be tricky. Some people cannot reach here to grab. So if that's you, just bring the knee onto a soft surface, maybe another soft thing here. And then if that is your quad stretch and it already stretches a lot, use a wall or a sofa. But other than that, I'll just go into regular lunge. It's usually a little bit of a balance challenge, so that also wakes up your system nicely. And we're just holding it here, trying to square our hips, so we're not like facing open with the pelvis. And here I'm actually avoiding letting my belly hang out and arching, so because the stretch is usually intensified by pulling the pubic bone up to the chin. Okay, other side. Just keep stretching your quads, make sure that your pubic bone is drawing up. Square hips. The floor is really telling that my foot constantly is doing micro adjustments to keep the balance. So it's really a good one. Okay. And then lastly, we go into a down dog and we just walk the dog. Try to get as much shoulder opening as you can here. And then from there, try to straighten the legs, but if they stay like this, that's totally fine. And if you can, just bring the heel down of one leg at a time and stretch it out. And then bring both legs to the same position, either a little bit bent if that already stretches for you, and you really want to try to keep the shoulders open and not be here. So push back. I'd rather have you be like this with bent knees than like this with straight legs. And if you can, straighten both. We're just breathing a few more times here, and you can rotate your neck left and right and let it be heavy, hanging down. And then you walk in small steps forward, keep the knees a little bit bent, and roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. And now you hopefully feel refreshed and more ready for the day. Another pro tip I have if you wake up feeling really up is take a warm shower or a warm bath even before you do any movement. This is something, especially the baths. I know it sounds a bit wasteful, but if I feel really, really bad, I need a warm bath in the morning before doing anything to feel better, and then I can actually go out into the world and do my work and help people in physiotherapy and like do my duty in society and be a good human. So it really helps me. So try that out if you want, and see you in the next video. Bye.